Pile 1, if you chose the Poised Oracle card, this is your reading. Spirit, what else is in the third energy between Pile 1 and Pile 1's person, please? What else comes up between them at this time? I am now shuffling the spell casting Oracle deck. If you'd like more information about any of the decks I'll be using in this reading today, please see the description field beneath this video. And we have blessings. Very nice. So I see that some blessings are getting ready to manifest for you in this connection. Pile 1 could be in other areas of your life as well. New opportunities abound is what I'm hearing as I shuffle the Romance Angels deck. I'm just laying out a few oracle cards to get a snapshot into the energies between you and your person. Then we will transition into a full tarot spread, followed by some further oracle card guidance for you, some message cards from your person's higher self to you, and we will close your reading out today also with a timeline oracle card. So if you'd like to know when, please stay tuned till the end. I'm getting the sense that many of you have been waiting to come into right alignment for a long time, or I should say you've been working on your vibration for a long time now. Because it's taking me a while to shuffle, and I do see that the Soulmate card has emerged. Wow, what a beautiful spread of cards. So if you have had any question about what type of connection you're manifesting or what type of connection you're in, for many of you it is a soulmate connection. And indeed, the card says, yes, this is your soulmate. Now, I always point out when I work with this deck, however, that the Romance Angels deck does not include a twin flame card. So if you identify as a twin flame, then this could also serve as a twin flame confirmation if that is something you're seeking today. Yeah, beautiful. This is a very straightforward message. It may have taken a while for this person to manifest, but everything is coming together here. For some of you, this is a person you already know, so you're manifesting them back into your 3D reality. For others of you, this may be a new person that you were actually seeking to manifest, seeking to call in. You may have been manifesting with the moon. I do notice that the figure on the blessings card has a full moon behind her. Typically, we set intentions on new moons. And actually, at the time I'm recording this video, we're about to have a new moon in Gemini on Sunday, June 18th, which also happens to be Father's Day. That may be a message for someone to set some new intentions on that day. The full moon can be a time of manifestation, but it can also be a time of release. Just seeing if there are any other further messages that are coming through from the oracle cards at this time. And I'm getting a no, so I'm going to move on to the tarot now. Spirit, what surrounds Pile 1's person as it concerns Pile 1, please? What is he or she thinking? How is he or she feeling? Where is their connection headed? And what are Pile 1's person's next possible action steps toward Pile 1, please? I'm working with 2 decks today. Colette Baron-Reid's Good Tarot and also one of John Holland's decks. So just focus on your person for me as I shuffle. This way your intuition can merge with mine and we can get you the most timely up-to-date and accurate information. Okay. And I do read with reversals, just so you know. Okay, so we have, speaking of reversals, we have the 8 of air in the reverse, which usually indicates restrictions when it's upright. Could indicate limiting beliefs have been blocking this connection, but we see the release from that. So certainly that's moving closer to the direction of manifestation. This card can sometimes indicate victimization. So there could be a shift here, a paradigm shift in consciousness from victim consciousness, which vibrates beneath the level of courage on the Hawkins scale of consciousness, to manifestor level consciousness, which vibrates at level 200 and above. There's a sense of freedom here, a sense of release. Now, sometimes when this card is in the reverse, though, there's a release of that. We may have had like a rock bottom moment where we've just let go and surrender, but we don't know what the next step is. So we may be waiting for guidance from spirit, or waiting for new marching orders, waiting for the right time, waiting for your person may be looking, actually what I'm hearing is from a sign for you, from you, but may not understand, well, that sign comes in the 5D, not in the 3D. So they may be hoping they'll hear from you, or they may be checking your social media. You may have done some energy work on the connection to help mobilize the release of these limiting beliefs, but your person could have also done some work, him or herself. Something has shifted, and your person is has been able to get out of their head and into their heart. And so there's this pause, and now there's new opportunities that can present themselves. But usually, as I say, when we're in this state, it's going to emerge in the 5D first. Okay, so we shouldn't be too overzealous about checking our results in the 3D, because that could put us right back in 8 of Swords upright, right? So, oh yes. So what is crossing that, is the rebuild card, or the tower. So your person has experienced a tower moment, and that's how they've come out of that 8 of Swords energy. So the 8 of Swords energy is what drove them into to that tower moment. So, but that can also, what's interesting there is that can mean disruption, that can mean breakdown, but it can also mean breakthrough. And I'm getting the sense that that is what has happened here. Your person's ego has broken down, and now the light can get in. And it may have just been a little crack of light before, but now there's a beam of light. But I'm also, as I'm tuning into that imagery, I'm also seeing a lighthouse. Your person sees you as a lighthouse. They feel very uplifted by you. But again, I'm getting the sense that something has occurred that has rocked their world. And it could even just be an awakening to their feelings for you. For some of them, it's like it can feel the lightning strike represents the love at first sight energy. But, this can also indicate the breakdown of what no longer serves in your person's matrix reality. So this could indicate the breakdown of an old marriage, the breakdown of an old job, the dismantling of the ego. Even the dismantling, we can think of the ego as having a negative consciousness and a positive consciousness. Michael David Goldsman talks a lot about this. He's a multidimensional healer. So I'm getting the sense here that the negative ego may have broken down. What is your person aware of as it concerns you, pile 1? Okay, wow. So your person is on the move with The Chariot card. Okay, they mean business. They mean business. Wow. 2 major arcana cards there. Yeah, this is, your person is ready to manifest some change. Now for some of them, what the guidance they're waiting for, I mean, it could involve actually a literal move, a move of house, a move of job, a change of location. For some of them, they might have to travel to see you, for example. So that they could be planning. Some of them, it could even be a change of vehicle since the Chariot is represented by a figure with 2 horses riding a chariot. This card can be about action, can be about movement, can be about change and making things happen. What is beneath them as it concerns pile 1? Yeah, interesting with the Hangman beneath them. This may have taken a long time to come together. There's a very strong 5D connection that the 2 of you have established during that time, however, because your person is very bound up to your energy, but they've taken a long time to come to this, to make this change. Because some of them, the change, it's like before they can come toward you, there's still actions they need to take in their own physical to extricate themselves from, say, like karmic contracts that no longer serve. Old, as I said before, old marriages, old jobs. They may need to end those things. And there may be a bit of debris, karmic debris that they need to clean up too, particularly if it involves payouts, settlements, custody. And they know they need to take care of that first. They know they need to put their life in order first before they can be fully ready, fully freed up even to come toward you. Behind them as it concerns you, okay, 7 of Pentacles. We have 2 7s here. So that is very closely connected with heaven. It's a crown chakra, wisdom, the integration of wisdom. For some of them, there's a break with tradition, a break from the status quo. And they had been fearing the unknown for the longest time. But yet, both of you, I'm getting it with the 7 of Pentacles behind the connection. Both of you have invested a lot in this. But I'm also hearing a message that for some of you, your person may have invested a lot in something that failed, and that it was hard for them to put an end to it for that reason. So they could have felt like they were afraid of cutting their losses for the longest time, that they knew that whatever the arrangement, karmic arrangement they were in, it didn't serve them anymore. But I'm just getting the sense that for many of them, they were dragging their feet. And yeah, I'm also noticing, of course, the Hangman is a card 12, but when we add the 2 and 1 together, we get a 3. So for some of them, that could have been, dare I say it, a third party. Could have been a past romantic partner, could even have been their family in some cases, or a boss or a coworker that was toxic or interfering in some way. Where is this headed? Okay, it's headed to 4 of Pentacles reverse, which is about opening up. So when that card is upright, that can mean stinginess, saving up, holding back. It's kind of like the heart wall card. But we see it in the reverse. So we see that the walls are coming down. I'm hearing that Carly Simon song. I know I'm dating myself here, but do the walls come down when you think of me? Do your eyes grow dim? Do the walls come down? The walls are coming down, pile one, is what I see. They want to open up to you. They want to come toward you. You are manifesting them. You are offering the right vibration. You have been, well, really both of you. I'm drawn back here to the Poised card, and I remember that somewhere in Abe Hicks's work, they talk about how the art of allowing can be conceptualized as the process of getting ready to get ready. So you're ready, pile one, you're ready. Your person is getting ready to get ready. For a while, they had been getting ready to get ready. And it seemed like it was that process was going on ad infinitum. But I do see that what you're doing is attracting them to you, and they're wanting to open up. Let's get some further clarifications on what their next possible actions are. We do see they're on the move with that Chariot card, and yes, that they want to open up to you. Okay, so what are their next possible actions towards pile one, please? What are their next possible actions towards pile one? Okay, Knight of Cups, and it's upright. Yep, so they're mounted. They're riding their chariot, or they're riding their horse. Now, the Knight of Cups is really the poet of the deck. And you know, what's interesting is I'm using for clarifiers, I'm using this beautiful deck. It's called The Tarot of Mystical Moments by Katrin Weltstein. And we see a woman sitting in it looks like it's the crown chakra lotus flower that she's sitting in. It's thought to have 1,000 petals. Yeah, I'm connecting that back to the sevens you received. And she has an organ of the heart that she's playing. She's playing it like an instrument. It's really beautiful. So your person wants to come and open up to you, and they're gonna be very honest and very vulnerable with you. Or that's their plan. That's what they would like to be able to do. They want to put all their cards out on the table, and they want to profess their love to you. And they have awakened to the wisdom that they love you too, with that, the connection back there to the crown chakra there, the wisdom that they love you, the understanding. That the karma had to play out first. It needed to rebalance first before they could, even find the words to say to you in the right way at the right time. Okay, what else, please, as it concerns pile one's person's next possible actions towards pile one? Okay, so for some of them, they're holding back just a little bit because there's something there, like what I was getting to go back in the beginning to the reversal of that Eight of Swords card, where it looked like they were looking for something. It's like there's been a release of karmic debris, of limiting beliefs, of overthinking for some of them. But they're looking for, with Ace of Swords is now in the reverse. They're looking for, okay, there's a few messages coming through. Some of them, they don't know what to do. So they might, as I said earlier, they might be trying to find a sign from you. And they might be kind of falling back into their old ways of overthinking again or overanalyzing the situation. For some of them, though, this has to do with not only professing their feelings, but professing a truth to you. And that might be difficult for them. And I'm also noticing that on this card, there's a key the person is holding. Instead of an upright sword of truth, he's holding an upright key of truth. Something here about unlocking the heart. You have unlocked your person's heart. Your person, what I'm hearing is no one had access to your person's heart. It was locked. They had put their heart in a wall or in a box, and they had buried the key, but you had the key. You had the key to your person's heart, or you had the other key. You had the spare key. Reminds me of Cinderella having the other glass slipper, right? Okay, what else here? So they have a truth they want to express to you. Okay. And they may have lied about it before. They may have tried to lie about it or hide it up or cover it or bury it. For some of them, that may have been a trauma response because they were trying to hide a past wound. And some of them, it may have been something that happened to them in childhood that they haven't ever spoken about. And the voice of trauma is fragmented too. So sometimes we can, if we have a trauma, it's not just that we're hiding it, because it's not really something we want to speak about, because speaking about it can be re-traumatizing, right? It doesn't feel good to speak about it. But some of us just can't find the words to talk about it even. And if that's the case, a soul retrieval may be helpful. I'm not sure in this pile if I introduced the other aspect of my business, which is multidimensional healing. And that is something I could help you with if that resonates, soul retrieval, soul fragmentation. I work in a number of different multidimensional, energy systems, including spiritual response therapy, which is a pendulum-based system. It was channeled back in the 1980s by Unity minister Robert Detzler. It's very good for healing early childhood, present life developmental trauma, but also past life and ancestral trauma as well. So if my vibe and style resonates with you, please see all the details for how to book either a personal private tarot reading with me or in fact a healing call. And if you are a new client, you receive 25% off. Let me just get you one further message here to close out the tarot aspect of your spread as it concerns your person's next possible actions towards you, pile 1. Okay, King of Cups, beautiful, and it's upright. So yes, so that's reaffirming what we were getting off of the Knight of Cups. So there's a maturation here. There's a maturation. Your person is more ready than they've ever been to express themselves. Now, the King of Cups he can sometimes still kind of sit and stew with his emotions. He may have trouble letting people in. So I would say that when your person comes forward, just try to be very patient with them. Just hold. I'm just seeing this image of holding your hands and letting them come as though a bird were to land upon your hands. And, for some of them, if you're dealing with someone with heavy trauma, high adverse childhood experiences, if you haven't taken that test before, that is a really good gauge of childhood trauma. It is a way of quantifying trauma so that one can better understand. But if it is a high score, your person may be a little skittish, may have trust issues. So it's important to just be patient with them. But I do see that they want to open up to you. So, that's a beautiful thing. And I feel like pile 1, you've really been helping this person heal their heart. And I feel like for some of you, it's more than just their heart. It's more than just a relationship wound from a marriage that failed. Perhaps for some of them, it's trauma in the lineages that they've inherited from their family line. And it's just an extremely dysfunctional home that they grew up in for some of them. Okay, so let's move on now and get you some further oracle card guidance. Spirit, what else do you want pile 1 to know about their person or about the connection, please? What else do you want them to know? I'm now shuffling the Island Time Wellness deck. These messages sometimes can be a little shadowy. I will try to interpret them for you. Spirit, show us the messages that help tie these cards together for pile 1. Could be about the connection, the third energy, or could just be about what's happening in their person's 3D, please. Okay, and we have Cupid's arrow. Beautiful. Have faith. Love is coming. Surprise, invitation, or meeting, but also hesitation. Yeah. Yeah, I can see all of that in the spread of cards here. Definitely, this is a strong romantic connection, karmic soulmate, or twin flame connection. And right, we had that soulmate indicator card right from the very start too. But yeah, the hesitation is just, it seems like it's because you or your person have been hurt before. Okay. But yeah, I'm also connecting the arrow to the chariot too. It's like I'm seeing the rider of the chariot with a bow and arrow too. Isn't that an Olympic sport? I don't know the name of it. But maybe it's on skis. Maybe it's not on a horse. If you know what the name of the sport is, feel free to drop it in the comments below. Some of you may be Sagittarians too. The goddess Artemis also has a bow and arrow. Cupid, of course. All right, what else here? What else do you want pile 1 to know, either about the connection or their person, please, Spirit? The butterfly. Ooh, the relationship is evolving to the next phase. Healing the inner child. Right. I guess that's why I was guided to talk about the inner child. I never know what's going to come through in one of these readings. And growth. Beautiful. So that the butterfly is, of course, a symbol of transformation, of metamorphosis, of healing, of change. Yeah. And so far, even though this deck is really shadowy, pile 1, you've gotten 2 of the best cards in this deck. I'm going to get one more message for pile 1. Again, either about the connection or about their person, please. What else do you want them to know, Spirit? And we get sunglasses. Okay, well, it says watching, but I wanted to say walking. Okay. Looking, stalking, gaslighting, perception, focusing out. I'm getting a sense that that could have been your person's past behavior. It may have taken a long time for this connection to come together, but I'm getting the sense that your person has been keeping a close eye on you. Could be on social media. But I wanted to say walking. So, I mean, maybe they walk by your window or maybe, they would like to serenade you is another message that they've thought about it. They've been thinking about serenading you from your window for the longest time. But instead, they may have been hiding in the shadows, metaphorically speaking, or hiding behind their shades. But yeah, that feels like a past energy for most of you watching this pile. Okay, let's get some messages from their higher self to you. All right, Spirit, what does pile 1's person want pile 1 to know? What would they like to say to pile 1? What would they like to say to pile 1 right now? Okay, some of them say, I know that I crossed the line with you. Okay, they may have taken something too far. Your connection your person has been going through a tower moment now, but I mean that could have happened between the two of you too. There could have been a tower moment. Your person could have self-sabotaged. You could have betrayed each other. That may have been a trauma response because of the power of the connection between the two of you. What else, please? What else does pile one's person want pile one to know? What would they like to say? I wonder if you were happy without me. Okay, so that may have been what some of the sunglasses activity was about, like trying to find out whether you moved on with your life, whether they should even try, as they've been working up the courage. So I'm interpreting these messages as where the two of you have been. Definitely they've been missing you for a long time. Some of them may be a little insecure. I wonder if you're happy without me. And some of them may have believed for a point of time that you would be better off without them, is a message, another message that's coming through. It'd be more of like the shadow, more of a shadow side of that message. And then it says, I'm starting to understand our connection. Yeah. I feel like this person is experiencing a tower moment now, but they have experienced multiple tower moments, and you have too. And think of that as a cleansing process. And think of it as an initiation. Helps us remove the deadwood from our foundations so that we can rebuild a stronger structure. And we can't rebuild a sacred temple using old relationship templates either. We have to activate our divine blueprint. So what I mean by old relationship template is old karmic binaries that no longer serve. This is not a karmic connection that you're building here. This is a soul connection. It is sacred. And it's based upon, what I mean by divine blueprint, it's based upon unconditional love. So that is its template. Interestingly, this is a bit of a tangent here, but so many of the old relationship templates are based on lust, and lust only vibrates at 160, which is beneath the level of courage, which is still victim consciousness. Higher love vibrates at level 500. So that's a considerable gap in consciousness that you have to be able to close in order to manifest this type of connection here that you and your person have been working on. Okay, one more message, please, for pile one from their person's higher self. Okay, I hide behind material things. Okay, so some of them, I'm connecting that back to the sunglasses. So for some of them, they may have been caught up in the illusion that the physical is all that there is, when in fact the physical is only 1% of all that is. Spiritually speaking, 99% of all manifestation is non-physical. You can think of that in terms of the life cycle of manifestation. So you are 99% there, in other words. And it just hasn't quite shown up in your physical yet. But your person may have placed a lot of value in his or her matrix, old matrix reality. For some of them, it could be cultural, religious beliefs, values that they put a lot of stock in that are just not, they're just not holding up anymore. They may feel a disconnection with their family, with the people around them that still participate in these customs. You know, in some cases, it's common in twin flame connections for us to be transmuting cross-cultural or multi-racial templates, for example. So it's like your person may, as you've been helping them raise vibration, gradually those values no longer serve the new vibration or match or conform to the new vibration that they're offering, because more consciousness has been mobilized, and they can start to see how empty these things are without you in their life, is what I'm hearing. Okay, let's get you a few timeline cards. Okay, I'm going to pull 3 or 4 of these just because different people watching this video may be on slightly different timelines. For some of you, this is very close to fully manifesting. For others of you, there may be some more healing work to do, more work on early childhood trauma or relationship wounds, were some messages that came through earlier. Okay, so Spirit, when can pile 1 expect a shift in this connection, and or when can they expect to hear from their person next, please? Okay, we're getting Thursday. For some of you, it can be quite soon. When I'm recording this reading, it is in fact on a Thursday. The card did come out in reverse, so I'm getting a timeline of within a week. There could be something significant about the day Thursday for you as well. Okay. Another timeline, please. Another timeline. Okay, 2 months. Within 2 months. For others of you, 1 more timeline, please. That feels right. Yeah. Both of those feel right. For some of you, Thursday could mean you hear from your person on Thursday, and within 2 months, there's a significant change in the situation, in in your 3D for the 2 of you. Like you could be moving in together within 2 months, or getting engaged in the next 2 months, something like that. Okay, 1 further timeline, please, Spirit. 3 months. Okay, so there's a building energy here too. So that this is really coming together here. Most people watching this video, you're very close to manifesting your soul connection, as Abe Hicks would put it: see it, hear it, taste it, feel it, touch it. Physical manifestation. Congratulations, pile 1. Thank you. Welcome, pile 2. If you chose the Thinker Oracle card, this is your reading. Spirit, what else is in the 3rd energy between pile 2 and pile 2's person, please? What else comes up between them at this time? I am now shuffling the spell casting oracle deck. If you'd like more information about any of the decks I'll be working with in this reading today, please see the description field beneath this video. And we have Courage. Spirit, what else is in the 3rd energy between pile 2 and pile 2's person, please? I am now shuffling the Romance Angels deck. Laying out a few oracle cards to get a snapshot into the energies between you and your person. Then we will transition into a full tarot spread, followed by some further oracle card guidance, some messages from your person's higher self to you. And we will close your reading out also with the timeline oracle card. So if you'd like to know when, please stay tuned till the end. And we have love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Just taking a second to tune in here. The first thing I'm drawn to is the number 44 on the thinker card. You may be receiving repeating fours. Fours are a sign of balance. I see that your person has been busy planning and plotting away, trying to come up with a strategy for how to approach you. For some of them, this is taking them a while because it requires building strength and power, courage. The thinker card is upright, so that is celebrating thought more as a tool. But when this card is in the protection position, it can indicate overthinking. I'm getting the sense that your person in the past may have been a chronic overthinker, and that may have slowed them down some. And part of the reason for that is because they may suffer from low self-esteem, low self-worth. Some of them also may have trauma in the heart chakra. And I think I spoke about that in pile 1 a little bit. If we have a lot of wounding and trauma lower in our chakra column, it can be very difficult to get out of the head and into the heart, especially if the trauma in energy physics can be conceptualized as being frozen. So there's a way in which your person may have tried to get into his or her heart, and then his or her energy pinged back up out of the heart and back into the head. I'm getting a strong energy too that if your person has tried to approach you, there may be so much fear that they still have that they may have some very intense body symptoms that they're experiencing, like sweaty palms, heart palpitations, maybe even an upset stomach from a gut reaction. And sometimes when we have body reactions like that, I mean, that can be because of stored trauma that has left our chakra column and migrated into parts of our body. So that can be conceptualized as a body memory if it's from this lifetime, or as a memory impingement if it is from other lifetimes too. There's a strong energy of needing, as this Romance Angels card says, to love yourself first. We can conceptualize self-love as being associated with the solar plexus as well. Your person, I mean, the lion is associated with courage, but the lion can be prideful too. So that would be more the shadow side of this particular oracle card. Your person may seek external validation, and there's a strong message here about needing to learn to internally validate first. Especially when we're contemplating actions, there's a strong energy here of indecision too, yeah. Especially when we are contemplating taking an action, it's important to line up with the action first before we take it. You always want to go in before you go out. Your person may be going out before they're going in. Now, you know, if they're having a body sensation that's very strong, that may make them scared. So then what they may think is that if it's making me feel this way, the action they're contemplating, it can't be the right action to take, right? But often that's just an indication that the body is holding wounding and trauma that needs to be healed, and that it's an opportunity to work through that pain so that we can release it and grow through the behavioral patterns that are keeping us stuck. And that can be really hard to do on one's own, is what I'm hearing. You know, particularly if your person has high ACE, adverse childhood experiences. And that beeping was a confirmation of that for some of you. I spoke about that in pile 1 a little bit. You can go online and take the adverse childhood experiences quiz. It is a way of quantifying trauma that can be useful to understand what you and your person are working with. And if it's anything over 4, what they say is that adult relationships are going to be challenging. I'm just tuning in to see if there are any further messages that are coming through. Let's move on and get some tarot. I'm working with 2 decks today, sorry. Colette Baron-Reid's Good Tarot and one of John Holland's decks. Just focus on your person so that your intuition can merge with mine and we can get you the most timely and up-to-date information. Spirit, what surrounds pile 2's person as it concerns pile 2, please? What is he or she thinking? How is he or she feeling? Where is this connection headed? And what are pile 2's person's next possible action steps toward pile 2, please? All right. Okay, so the first thing I see here, we have 6 of Swords, Healing Begins. So that can be a card of transition. But with this card, we're very much in between worlds. The spirit is very much out with the old, in with the new. But when we're straddling between worlds, we can feel very awkward and very vulnerable. And we may be in a place where we're clear on what we want to leave behind, but it's not clear where we're going or what opportunities will present themselves going forward. The guidance here is to allow the present moment to be a portal. Your person may have been fearing the unknown. You're definitely moving toward calmer waters. If there is a sense of conflict, your person is seeking peace. And interesting, what crosses the 6 of Swords is the 8 of Pentacles. So So there's two messages that come through here. In the past, your person may have buried him or herself in work to try to forget you. I'm hearing that work could have been a numbing agent, overwork especially. Your person may have been very focused on proving themselves. Again, more of that external validation, external motivation, external achievement is coming through. But there's a strong indication here that your person wants to move to calmer waters with you, and they want to put the work into the connection. So this can mean work toward healing their wounds and traumas, working on the connection with you to improve it, working on themselves, bettering themselves, not just financially, not just in terms of career, but also in terms of self-development and spiritual development. I see that they have been resisting change, however. Above them we have 5 of Wands. So that they have been in a state of emotional turmoil. There's competing priorities. The two of you may not share the same vision. Your person may be trying to... Something here, I'm getting a message about trying to reconcile the inside with the outside. Yeah, for some of them, in the past, it was a coping response for them to suppress their emotions. And it wasn't visible to other people because their emotions were hidden. But since they've connected with you and now have this intention to become a better person, I'm getting the sense that that's more visible in their outer world, possibly to people they work with. They may be having trouble holding it together, holding it in. There may be angry outbursts. There's this atmosphere of chaos and conflict. I'm getting the sense that people around them don't know what's going on with them, and they're not talking about it, but definitely it's showing that there's something going on. And I'm just hearing that they're having a hard time coping with that. And it's something that they don't want you to know about them, because they want to appear confident to you with that courage card. They want to appear lion-hearted to you, valiant, victorious. They want you to be proud of them. They may, in fact, feel like they have to prove themselves, not just to people they work with, not just to their families, but to you. Yeah, there's this strong sense that they need to learn to inner validate, and they're not knowing what that means. So they may be looking to you for help with that in the 5D. Yeah, and then we have the star. And the first thing I'm noticing is in the John Holland deck, the star is called heal. So this is a natural chime to plug the other aspect of my business, which is multidimensional healing. So if my style of reading resonates with you and you'd like to try working with me, I do offer card readings. but also multidimensional healing calls. I work in a number of different systems, including spiritual response therapy, which was developed back in the 1980s by Unity Minister Robert Detzler. It's a pendulum-based system. It's really good for resolving early childhood trauma, developmental trauma, past life karma, and also ancestral karma. And this can really make an impact. It's thought that 50% of manifestation is subconscious work, and the other 50% is conscious work. So if you haven't tried energy healing together, that can be a really good way of clearing subconscious programs that are blocking manifestation. I see that your person would benefit from that, and that may be able to speed up the timeline here because well, I see they want to move forward. They want to move to a better place. I'm getting a lot of oscillations here between the head and the heart. And we talked about how they could have frozen trauma stored lower in their chakra column that makes it difficult for them to embody their consciousness. And that is what is necessary in order to manifest more of the things that we want consistently. Particularly in sacred partnerships too, chakras 1, 2, and 3 need to be really balanced and really strong. Behind your person, as it concerns you, we have the Justice card, and it's in the reverse. So your person may have done you wrong in the past. There could have been a disagreement between the two of you. And that is what the Six of Swords may be a response to, because I'm getting an energy, like a residual energy of conflict. Now, for some of them, the Justice card can refer to a divorce from another marriage partner. And I'm getting for some of them, it may have taken some time. It may have been very messy. There could have been children involved. That is showing up as being behind them. So I'm getting the sense that that is in the process of being finalized for some of them. Justice also just refers to karma. So there may have been some negative karma that prevented you and your person from moving forward and continuing to manifest this union. Where is this headed, please, Spirit? Very nice. It's headed to the Lovers and it's upright. So they want to choose you. And we have repeating sixes. It's associated with the divine feminine. The 6. You may be seeing repeating sixes. That may be a sign for you. And the Justice is also 11 energy. 1111 is, of course, a universal ascension code. We add the 1 and 1 together. We also get 2. So that's about partnership, but also about duality. And duality needs to be transcended before a partnership, a strong partnership, can form and can solidify, can stabilize. It also represents choices. So the Lovers, traditionally speaking, has been associated with the choice. Sometimes it's a choice between two lovers. Sometimes it's a choice of whether we leave our family and start a new life, a life of our own. And I'm strongly noticing in this Lovers card too, we have another lion on it in the Good Tarot. So we have 2 lions. So lions, again, they're a symbol of strength and courage. and power. They have a healthy sense of self-esteem. We want to think more in terms of self-sovereignty than pridefulness. However, there's a strong physical connection, certainly, that your person feels towards you. And the Lovers is one of the most romantic cards in the deck. So I do say they want to choose you, but there has been some interference. And for some of them, it could also be the workplace with that Eight of Pentacles card that has been the third factor here. They may have a lot of responsibilities. They may have to pay their ex-spouse alimony or child support. That may have created some fluctuations in their income over the past few years, is what I'm hearing. That may have been a difficult adjustment for them. They may have had to make some lifestyle changes. Clarify the Lovers card, please, as it concerns Pile 2's person's next possible actions towards Pile 2. We get Five of Wands again, but it is in the reverse. So when that card is in the reverse, it has a stronger meaning. Because it can mean more moving toward negotiation, coming to a resolution, cooperation, teamwork. And so that's a natural progression that I'm getting from that Six of Swords card. So your person does, not only do they want to work on the connection, they want to work it out with you. If there has been any drama, if there's been any conflict, they want a peaceful resolution. I also hear that they want to work it out with other people too. So for some of them, before they can come through you, there's a bit of a delay before they can come toward you and choose you fully, because they have to work it out with other people first. Like some forgiveness work may be required. They may need to forgive their ex-spouse. They may need to forgive their family. They may need to forgive themselves. Potentially for damaging the fabric of the relationship with you too, if there was conflict that came to pass between you in the process of clearing their karmic debris, emotional and their emotional baggage, because they brought that kind of bled over and influenced the course of your relationship when you first met. It's like they may have been on the rebound. May not have even been, some of them may not have been seeking a relationship, but then the two of you met and there was strong chemistry and you started to catch feelings for each other. And this just may not have been in your person's, I'm hearing 5-year plan, because I'm connecting with that warrior energy on the Five of Wands card in the John Holland deck there. They may have really had their defenses up when you met. Okay. What else, Spirit? What else comes up here? Another message about what Pile 2's person's next possible actions are toward Pile 2. This could be a different message for a different demographic. Let's see. Okay, King of Wands. So for some of them, they're ready to take some action toward you. They're ready to take this choice. They have really been working on their self-esteem. And They're fearing, it's funny. I wanted to say they're feeling empowered, but what came out of my mouth was they're fearing empowered, which is interesting. So again, that's more of that fear that I'm picking up on there. But there's a lot of passion they feel toward you. I'm encouraged to see that it is the King of Wands and not the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands can sometimes be erratic. He is kind of the player archetype of the deck, but the King of Wands is more ready, more reasoned, more confident, and ready to take action and to make a choice. Okay, one further message here for others in pile 2 as it concerns their person's next possible actions toward them, please. And we have 2 of Swords. Yeah, so that has to do with a choice again. So the Spirit is reaffirming the choice aspect of the Lover's card. It may have been a difficult choice for them to make. I mean, sometimes with the 2 of Swords, it can indicate having trouble making a choice because the head is ruling the heart. So they may have made the logical choice in the past. And for many of them, it wasn't the right choice. Two of Swords can also be about denial and denying the guidance of one's heart. But, you know, as we were speaking about before, if there's trauma stored in the heart and other places in the body, that can be hard to do. It can be hard to honor our true feelings. It can be hard to be honest. Because it may be painful. All right, let's tie these messages together with some further oracle cards. I am now shuffling the Island Time Wellness deck. Spirit, what else do you want pile 2 to know, either about their connection or about their person? Please help us tie the oracle and the tarot cards together, please. What do they most need to know about their connection or about their person? Preferably their person's 3D, please. This deck can sometimes be a little shadowy, so I will try to interpret the messages for you in the most uplifting yet informative way. Okay. And I seem to be stumbling over my words a little bit. Sometimes when I record these readings, I enter an altered state. So sometimes that's just me. Other times, though, that can be a clairsentient message. Your person may stumble over his or her words. That may have been a block for them. Or again, yeah, trying to get up the courage. So that could impact their cognitive centers a little too. Okay. Still shuffling here. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for a message to come forward. Okay. We have keys on a ring, many options, decision, unconventional, string along, one night stand. Okay, for some of you, that may have been how this connection started. Like there may have been a lot of passion and you may have been the third party. Some of them may have still been married. Could have started as an affair. There's another message here that some of you may want this to manifest, but Spirit is protecting you, and that's why it's taking so long, because you deserve more than keys on a ring. Like what I'm hearing is you deserve a ring, not just keys on a ring. I'm zeroing in here to the word decision on this card as well. And of course, we ended the tarot with 2 cards about a choice or about a decision, the Lovers and the 2 of Swords. So it may have come down to a choice between you and another person, or a choice as to whether to leave an old job that wasn't working or to leave a marriage that was breaking down. And that may have been a very difficult process for your person. Your person may have wanted to offer you more for a long time now, but just didn't feel like they had the bandwidth for that emotionally, or even that they had the time, because some of them, it seems like, may have been very focused on work, and there may have been some income changes, income fluctuations. It was important for them to square away their finances before they felt they could make any kind of tangible offer to you. Okay, any other messages, please, for pile 2, as it concerns their person or as it concerns their connection, please. I like you. Someone likes you. Romance is blooming, fun, flirting, want to date. Okay, well, I feel like it's more than just liking each other. So for some of you, at some point in this connection, your person may have tried to friend zone you. For some of them now, time has passed and they may be afraid that you don't want to be more than just friends. Friendship, I am reminded, however, that friendship can be a good foundation for any long-lasting relationship. Sometimes if someone tells us that they want to just be friends, that can feel triggering. But again, you know, like I said before, sometimes friendship can help us build something longer lasting, and it can lead to love, and love has longevity, right? And lust sometimes burns out as a victim of its own excess. I mean, what's interesting, and I think I may have mentioned this in pile 1, lust and even romantic love, the template of that only vibrates at about 160 on the Hawkins scale of consciousness, which is below the level of courage. And courage was rather a theme in this reading, self-love and courage. Especially for sacred partnership, you want to think in terms of a higher love template, and that vibrates at the level of 500. So that's a considerable gap in consciousness that sometimes needs to be closed in order for these types of connections to manifest down here on Earth fully. All right, another message, please, for pile 2 about their person or about their connection, please. One more message, Spirit. One more message. We have, okay, twin flames. So here's a confirmation that some of you are indeed twin flames. yin yang, zen, balance, union, duality, coupling, complement each other. So if you're seeking a confirmation, it's interesting, in pile 1 we had a soulmate confirmation, but in this pile we're getting the twin flame confirmation. And with twin flames, since you're a same soul connection, the mirroring between the two of you is even more extreme. It can be really hard to shift those trigger points. I mean, as I mentioned before, energy work can be very effective for that, though. With twin flame, balance is very important. You have to learn how to balance your own energy before you can balance your person back in. Let's get some messages now from your person's higher self. Spirit, what does pile 2's person's higher self want to say to pile 2 at this time? What would they like to say to pile 2? And we have, I feel you leaving me behind. Interesting. So your person may be afraid of losing you, and that may be compelling them to take an action toward you. For some of them, what I'm hearing, and that's, yeah, if that almost feels like it's clarifying that the keys on a ring energy, your person may feel like they need to come forward sooner than they're ready to, for fear that you're going to get away, for fear that you may move on first. For some of them, that may be a bit of a race against the clock. Another message that's coming off of that card is that that is a confirmation that you are indeed manifesting them, because you're coming into a state of inner union and they're feeling your magnetism. You're very potent. You're very attractive to them. They're feeling that shift in the 5D, and they don't really, they feel that something's different, but they may not know what that is, and so they might attribute that to you making a different choice. And what's interesting is, I mean, the Lover's card, it comes up, we're looking at their energy as it concerns you, but for some of you, you may have a choice too about whether to give this person another chance, or whether you'd like to manifest a soulmate. And soulmates is a very different template than twin flames. There can be lots of similarities, but soulmates are two different souls. And we have many soulmates. Some believe that we only have one twin flame, although there are different schools of thought about twin flames. For example, one of the multidimensional healing systems I work in, I mentioned before, SRT, Detzler found that a soul flame could have as many as 9 twin flames per petal, which is interesting. Of course, stay with what resonates and leave the rest behind. In New Age spirituality, it's increasingly twin flames are conceptualized as just being the same soul split into. Okay. I'm still shuffling here. What else would you like to say to your person? Pile 2. Pile 2's person's higher self. What else would you like to tell Pile 2? My life is not as together as it seems. Okay, so at one point in time, maybe they tried to give you the illusion that they had their life together, or they may give off the impression, especially on social media, that their life is together. But yeah, with that 5 of Wands card, there's a lot of inner conflict and turmoil that your person has been experiencing. They also say, I want to tell you how I feel. Yeah. They want to tell you in some cases that they want to be more than friends. They want to tell you that they want to get back together. They want to tell you that they'd like to choose you. And then we also have, I wish things could be different, or I wish things could have been different. I'm getting a sense of regret over how long it's taken, potentially, to manifest this union. For some of them, they wish they could offer you more right now, but they're not able to. And that is reaffirming some of that keys on a ring energy. And then just another message on I want to tell you how to feel, to circle back to that card. Some of them haven't fully opened up to you emotionally yet. Yeah, and as I connect that back to I like you, it's definitely more than friends. They want to be more than friends. And it's also, they're not, for many of them, they're not just in lust with you, they're also in love with you. But that may be a new experience for them, especially if you're twin flames. There's going to be connection on all levels, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And that may not have been something they've ever experienced before. So it can be difficult for some people to open up about that. And again, to go back to what came through the channel earlier about there being stored trauma. I think I spoke about how the voice of trauma is fragmented in pile 1. Your person could have soul fragments that are needing to be retrieved, for example. That might make that easier for them to open up to you about. Okay, let's get you some timelines now. When can pile 2 expect either communication from their person or a significant shift in this connection? I'm going to get a few different timelines because there may be different stages of union represented by this pile. Okay. So Spirit, what is the first timeline, please, for pile 2? Okay, we're getting in summer. So we're about to have the summer solstice. So sometime this summer. Okay. Great. Another timeline, please. You may want to take a vacation with you. Some of them. For some of you, you may hear from them within 4 days as another timeline. In fact, let's see, when I'm recording this video, the date is the solstice is 4 days away. Interesting. So both of those are in summer, both of those timelines. All right, one more timeline, please, for others watching this video. It may be a little further out. Let's see. Oh, we're getting 1 month. Okay. All right, thank you, pile 2. Welcome, pile 3. If you chose the Y Oracle card, this is your reading. Spirit, what else is in the third energy between pile 3 and pile 3's person, please? What else comes up between them at this time? I am now shuffling the spell casting oracle deck. If you'd like more information about any of the decks I'll be using in this reading today, please see the description field beneath this video. And we have answers. Very nice. Y is often about questions, and now you've got answers coming. Your person may have had a eureka moment. You may have asked them a question a long time ago that they never answered. Perhaps they gave you a selective reply. For some of them, they're wondering what your answer is going to be. Are they thinking of popping the question? For some of you, maybe. All right. Spirit, what else is in their third energy, please? I'm now shuffling the Romance Angels deck. Just laying out a few oracle cards to get a snapshot into the energies between you and your person. Then we will transition into a full tarot spread, followed by some further oracle card guidance, some message cards from your person's higher self to you. And we will close your reading out also with a timeline oracle card. So if you'd like to know when, please stay tuned till the end. And we have getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Okay, now that did come out in the reverse. So that's interesting. So I'm getting the sense that for some of you, your person, there's this ceaseless needing to know why, keeps them up in their head. And in order to manifest the answers which we wish to seek, we can't get there, we can't think our way there. We have to feel our way there. So in order to do that, we have to drop out of the head and into the heart. And we spoke about this in the other piles. But if there's heartbreak, wounding, and trauma stored in the heart, it's painful to stay in the heart. So then your person ends up popping back out of their heart and into their head. And in fact, trauma can be conceptualized in energy physics in terms of frozen emotion. So it's actually like pinging off of the heart in some cases, especially if your person has complex trauma, which could be relationship wounds, but also early childhood trauma, could also be ancestral trauma, all of that coming together. If you're a very advanced soul, you can have all of that going on. And that can be very layered, and it can take a long time to fully resolve, in my experience. And that's actually a natural time to plug the other aspect of my business, which is multidimensional healing. I work in a number of different multidimensional healing systems, including spiritual response therapy, which was originally channeled back in the 1980s by Unity Minister Robert Detzler. It is a very effective tool for resolving past and present life trauma, as well as ancestral trauma. And if you'd like to book a healing call with me, all of the details for how to do so are listed beneath this video. If you're a first-time client, you get 25% off. And I'm tuning in to see if there's anything more here. There's something obsessive about your person's questioning. And I'm also reminded of something that is said by one of the quantum scientists. And it's either what the bleep do you know? Another why question, right? Or it could be in The Secret. I realize I'm dating myself because that movie's been out a while, but that movie really never gets old. So one of the silent scientists says, to seek to be in the now rather than to be in the no. So your person, it seems, is still in the no more of the time, but you see all the answers are in the now. And I feel like it's been kind of difficult to get to know each other because your person is not being fully authentic with you. They may be having trouble with self-love, with presencing. You know, again, especially if they're dealing with heartbreak and trauma. They may stay on the surface with people. Whereas with you, I'm getting this energy, you're a bottom feeder. You're very deep, you're very intense. And I don't get the sense that your person knows anyone like you. You are completely unique. You're your own person. And so is your person. Your person is your own, his or her own person too. But it's like they haven't, it's interesting this why, because your level of self-inquiry, self-discovery, I'm hearing it knows no depth. And I'm also hearing the reminder that this principle in New Age spirituality, that we can only go as high as we've been low. And you've been low. And your person has also been low, but your person doesn't know how to get high. Okay, so here's another message that's coming through. Some of them, the only way they know to get high is to use some kind of substance. They could also be chemically addicted to you, even in some cases. Your person may have even a bit of a mood disorder. Yeah, and I'm seeing with the Answers card, we have all these birds. And the figure in the Answers card has their heart, their hands, one over the other, over their heart chakra. It looks like a heart, but there's something about the imagery of the birds that's kind of chilling. It's kind of reminding me of Hitchcock's The Birds, right? So there's some of that darkness that has been around your person. And it's been around you too, but you have alchemized that already is what I'm seeing. And your person is very curious about that. How have you done that? They want to know why, and they want to know how. And they want to know as much as they can. They might be gathering information, yeah, in their quest, I'm hearing, to get to know you. There may be a lot of information gathering. And they may have gone meta. I mean meta. They may, have fake accounts online. They may be stalking you. They may be trying to get as much information as they can about you. And if it's not online, and if you don't have online profiles and none of that resonates, it could be through other people. They could be asking around about you. Some of them could have even run a background check on you. Okay. Let's move on and have a closer look at your tarot now. I'm working with two decks today. Colette Baron-Reid's Good Tarot and also one of John Holland's decks. So just focus on your person for me so that your intuition can merge with mine and we can get you the most timely and up-to-date, accurate information about your connection and its present and future course. Spirit, what surrounds pile 3's person as it concerns pile 3, please? What is he or she thinking? How is he or she feeling? Where is their connection headed? And what are pile 3's person's next possible actions towards pile 3? Okay. Wonderful. Okay, first out we have Ace of Earth. And it's upright. So that is encouraging. That's a new beginning. That's an offer. That's a building block. Your person wants more with you. They want to continue to get to know you. But perhaps brick by brick by brick, you may still need to be patient with them. They want to offer you something. But yeah, with Four of Cups crossing that, they don't really know how to go about it. And they may be feeling sorry for themselves. You seem to have all the answers already. So it's kind of like, I'm getting this energy of like, well, what could I possibly add to pile 3's life? Pile 3 has it all. Pile 3 has it going on. Pile 3 probably has other suitors even. Woe is me. What am I going to do about it? I don't know what to do about it. That's the energy that's coming off of the Four of Cups card. And it can be one of the, I find it one of the more frustrating cards in the tarot, honestly. But sometimes anchoring the boredom are deeper discordant energies like failure or abandonments, for example. And so those can need to be resolved. And energy work can be really good for that. I mean, talk therapy can also be really good for that as well. But I'm not getting the sense that your person is open to that. 50% of karma clearing is thought to be subconscious work. The other 50% of it is conscious work. So if you can put the two together, that is kind of the winning combination. I'm sure your person could talk to you and you'd have answers for them, but they seem to be kind of stubborn and they want to figure it all out themselves. They may have some control issues. It's keeping their heart walled off to the answers, to the solutions, to you, to new love. They may have some forgiveness work to do. They may need to forgive their families. They may need to forgive their ex-partner. What are they aware of as it concerns pile 3? Okay, there's a lot of fear here too with the Fool card. So again, they want this new beginning. They want to offer you something. For some of you, since it's getting to know each other, you're in that stage of union. It's like they might want to ask you out. But yeah, I'm just getting their stomach is in knots about it. They fear rejection. They fear you've already moved on, but they're not doing anything about it. Super frustrating. Why, Spirit? What is beneath them? Yeah, okay, so with the Emperor, so the Emperor could take action. I mean, he's one of the divine masculine archetypes of the deck, but this is coming through as a subconscious influence, so that this can indicate that your person has some control issues, has some power issues. And I'm getting the sense that, you know, in business, they may be incredibly successful, but they wear a bit of a mask. And, you know, in business, they don't have to be vulnerable. And they don't even have to be nice to people if they don't want to, especially if they're in control. You know, they can just carry on as they please. And that doesn't work in relationships very well, that MO, that strategy. And I'm seeing the lion here, and we had some lion imagery that came through in pile 2. We spent some time talking about the lion. Here it's coming through as pride, especially when we connect it back to the Fool card. There's also, personally speaking, they're overthinking this, and it's they are ceaselessly inquiring, because their inquiring mind wants to know about you and how to go about doing this. How to go about approaching you. What they don't understand is all they need is a mustard seed of faith, and spirit would catch them. They're not willing to take a risk, though. There's trust issues here. I'm hearing once bitten, twice shy. And some of that is stemming from relationship wounds. Some of that is from trauma that predates the relationship wounds even. They don't want to look like the Fool. They don't want to put their foot in their mouth. They don't trust themselves even. They're afraid they're going to mess it up, and they're afraid there's failure energy around it too. I'm hearing damaged goods for some of them. They're afraid to try again. They want to. They want you. It's like they may see you as a prize, though, for some of them that are overly identified with materialism and control and power. They may see you as a conquest, some of them. You could have also seen them as a conquest at one point. Like you may have been attracted to them because they weren't emotionally available. You see, you're not doing that anymore. They may have started, there may be a runner-chaser dynamic, narcissist empath dynamic that has been in place. I'm getting the sense that you may have exhausted yourself from doing that. However, they may be chasing you now. You may still be chasing them energetically a little bit. And with Queen of Water behind them, it indicates that they've needed a lot of healing. Their inner feminine, maybe non-existent or very quiet within them. Yeah, they have trouble. That's the intuitive side of themselves, that they may be codependent on you for that. I'm getting that their mother wasn't very patient with them, and whomever they have been involved with romantically was not very patient or understanding, did not understand their story, did not understand their trauma, did not understand trauma or even human psychology very well. You do, though. You've been very patient with them, is what I see. Now, some of you may have lost patience. Some of you may be exploring your options. Your person is hoping you're still open to this, however. But, yeah, they're still not ready to make a move because we have Knight of Fire and it's in the reverse. Now, that's the player archetype. So, they may have been very in and out of your life in the past. There may have been a lot of passion, but it may not have gone any further. The Knight of Fire is a very inconsistent, erratic type of energy. Yeah, and I don't, as of right now, I don't see them following through. They want to, but I don't see them following through. I see that they're more likely to continue to stalk you or to brood over you. Let me pull some clarifiers on where this is headed as it concerns their next possible actions towards you, Spirit. Clarify the Knight of Fire or the Knight of Wands in the reverse as it concerns pile 3's person's next possible actions towards pile 3. We have the Two of Cups. So they love you. They still love you. It's in the reverse though. So it's like they're feeling, they're really, especially when we combine that with the Four of Cups, they're like in emotion ocean. But they're not expressing it to you. They're not showing you the love, but they feel the love. So, you know, if you gave up on them because it seemed like maybe they didn't love you back. I'm thinking of that Bonnie Raitt song. How does that song go? Why can't I remember the lyrics to that song? I can't make you love me if you don't. Yeah. That may have been how you were feeling at one point. And the character in that song has abandonment wounds. So the two of you may have had a soul contract to help each other heal your abandonment wounds. And yeah, your person, you both may have insecure bonding, and your person comes through as avoidant, you come through as anxious, but I see that you're more healed. And you may have accepted that you couldn't make someone love you. But what I do see, pile 3, is that they do love you. They don't have enough courage to come forward and admit that to you yet, however. Now, if you have done everything you can do in the 3D, and you haven't experienced a shift in this connection, and you do still love this person, energy work can be effective, especially if you haven't tried it before. So I highly recommend booking a session if you haven't tried that before. Okay, Spirit, what else is pile 2's person's next possible actions toward pile 2? I'm also noticing, for clarifiers, I'm using a different deck. I'm using the Tarot of Mystical Moments by Katrin Welch-Stein. And I'm noticing that the figures in the Two of Cups are twins. So this, for some of you, that is coming through as a twin flame confirmation. And that came through pile 2 as well. Pile 1 had soulmates, pile 2 had twin flames. So if you've been wondering what type of soul connection this is, and that resonates with you, this may be a twin flame connection, is another message. Okay. Another message, possibly for a different demographic watching pile 3, please. Spirit. Okay, Ace of Cups, but it's in the reverse. Yeah, so it's more of the same. They want to offer you their cup of love, but they're not ready yet, or they're afraid you're not going to accept it. All right. One more message, please, as it concerns pile 3's person's next possible actions towards pile 3. Yeah. Whoa. We're getting the Knight of Pentacles. And beyond that, it's in the reverse. So that means that's like a stonewall stop energy. I mean, this has been very slow moving already. And Yeah, I see your person is not willing to take an action at this time. All right, let's see if I can get you some more guidance. And then we will turn to the, we'll see what they want to say to you, and we'll turn to the timeline oracle card to see if we can get some sense of a timeline. And so in a situation like this, energy work is a good place to turn if you want to continue to choose this person, because this person has blocks. And based on what's coming through here, it's trauma. It's frozen energy stored probably lower in their chakra column. Although with SRT, it can be stored in many places in our 22 energy bodies. Some different bodies have conscious and subconscious minds. So we can have a close look and see where the discordant energies are held. Okay. So, Spirit, what are pile threes? Let's see. Let's get them. I'm going to shuffle. I'm shuffling now. I have been shuffling the Island Time Wellness deck. Now, this is a rather shadowy deck, so I will try to interpret the messages. And okay, so Spirit, what else do you want pile 3 to know, either about their person or about the connection, or just any piece of guidance that you have for pile 3 right now, please? Especially since their person is very slow. Okay, well, they say kisses, unconditionally loving, giving and receiving affection, falling in love. So this figure is blowing you kisses, okay? So they're being kind of coy about it, but they may be having fantasies about making out with you. But yes, I mean, they more than just like you as friends. They want more, but there's just still some trauma they're holding on to. What else, please? Yeah, and I'm also seeing, I'm noticing the message on that card, unconditionally loving. So that's kind of the role of the Queen of Water, which did come up in your spread. And you have offered that to your person. It's just that other queens who've come before you haven't. I'm also reminded of that famous quote by Marianne Williamson, that it's not our darkness that fears us the most, perhaps it's our light. So you've offered your person just pure light consciousness, vibration, and that is frightening to them because it's unknown. It's like the warmest, safest home they've never known. Okay, what else, please, besides kisses? Okay, we know that the Knight of Wands player archetype just wants to make out and nothing more. Something about maturation. We had 2 knights here. We don't have pages, but we have 2 knights. So your person has some more growing up to do. Your person's inner child may need to be progressed. Okay, I'm shuffling. What else, please? Spirit, do you want pile 3 to know about their person or their connection, please? We have abundance. Keep a positive mindset. Manifest exactly what you want. Gratitude and even bliss. Okay, so a gratitude journal could help you. There's a message here just about focusing on your own abundance, on your business, taking the focus back off your person, placing it on yourself, placing it on self-love. That makes you more magnetic to your person. That gives you an elevated timeline as well. Easier said than done, but I know you can do it. What else, please, Spirit, would you like pile 3 to know? about their person or about their connection. One more message, please, from this deck. Ooh, okay, girl with snake. Yeah, so empath and narcissist paradigm. We talked a little bit about that before. Being used, charmed, enable, boundaries. Okay, so this is the type of template of feminine that your person is used to. And that's not you. But they're afraid if they get close to you that you're going to betray them. They have some betrayal wounds. And I'm getting that it started at home. Like it could even be in utero trauma. Like, for example, you know, sometimes this comes up when I'm in a healing session. And what I notice is that it's like the father had an affair on the mother when the mother was pregnant with the child, and the child picked up on it. It's imprinting. I mean, that could be the nature of some of this. It could go back that far even for some of them. So yeah, they have some serious trust issues. And I'm not picking up on a third energy here that is around you at all. And whatever the third energy is here for them, it's something that it's emotional baggage that they brought in with them. Yeah, wow, that's a major confirmation that your person has a lot of healing to do still. Okay, so let's get some messages from their higher self now. What would their higher self like to tell pile 3, please? If they were to reach out to them now, what would they like to say? Yeah, I couldn't let you get close to me. Yeah, totally. But I don't think anyone has ever been able to get close to them. I mean, you came the closest to getting close to them. What else, please? What else would they like to say to pile 3, if they could? I am grateful for the spiritual lesson. Okay. Now, we did have on the abundance card, it does say gratitude. And that certainly, gratitude helps heal the heart. Gratitude and forgiveness. So since that card is coming out, that can indicate that they are awakening to the spiritual nature of this connection. Whereas before, because I'm getting the sense that I couldn't let you get close to me, it's like it's in the past tense. Whereas I am grateful for the spiritual lesson is in the present. So what I'm getting is that they've since awakened to the spiritual nature of this connection. And they, at one time, they may have taken you for granted. Yeah, and it does say here on the girl with snake card, enable boundaries. Yeah, and they may not have, they may have, yeah, there may have been, your love, in other words, may not have been reciprocated by them in the past because of their heart wall. Okay, what else, please? It's time for me to heal now. Yeah, so that's a confirmation that is why you're in separation right now. And I wish I could take back my words. So in some cases, they may have said something to you when they got triggered. They reacted. It's very important to learn to respond rather than react. But if we have trauma, we're going to react until we know better. And so there's something about, it's time for me to heal. The separation is a pause. I mean, it can seem like it's a rather long pause, but really what that's teaching us is how to validate and how to be comfortable with stillness, how to love ourselves, honor ourselves, so that we can learn how to respond rather than react. Let's get you some final timeline messages now. So I'm going to, I think, pull 3 or 4 of these. There may be different time scales associated with this connection, but in this particular pile, the timeline is important just because I don't see that the communication or the date is going to happen in the near future. So let's see if we can get some sense of when you could expect to hear from them. Now, granted, if you were to do some healing work on this connection, you can speed up the timeline. So again, that's something to think about. There's many great free resources on YouTube as well. Okay. Spirit, what is one timeline for this connection? When can pile 3 expect to experience a shift in this connection or expect to hear from their person next? So we're getting 7 months. Yeah, that feels accurate. What else, please? As of right now, 7 months. We're getting 4 months. Okay, so between 4 to 7 months. One more timeline, please. And they're also saying during the next Mercury retrograde. Yeah, well, Mercury can bring in people from the past, so that also makes sense. I don't happen to know the date off the top of my head, but we just had a Mercury retrograde. It happens 3 to 4 times a year, so it may be later in the summer when Mercury goes retrograde or early in the fall. All right. Thank you, pile 3.